just hop right into the picks and bans for game number 1 that you see on the bottom of your screen.
Yeah, and this is our first time looking at these games as well.
So in this game, which, I mean, we have to kind of take a step back and think about that too. Lucian is not a GBM champion, we think of, but now a trade in the bottom lane here. Shifter getting jumped on here from the Tristana pickup.
First blood.
Oh man, it's going to wind up being first blood going over to the side of eUnited.
Not a good start on the side of Delta Fox. If you look at their stats, they are statistically one of the worst early game teams. A lot of their lanes have deficits. This time around, none of their lanes are super dominant. Even with a Nunu, that's not a great snowball pick. It's a lot more focused on game. But hold up here.
Zazel maybe getting a little bit too close. A flash forward, and Cutie Pie picks up a kill, but that's going to be definitely hopping for the explosive charge. Pops him down. One
for one. If you're on the side of Delta Fox, you gotta be happy because now Scar is out of position.
He has to flash over the wall. Shifters return to the fray, and on a guy.
Yeah, always a guy who is better known for his late game team fighting than he is for his early game aggression. Here, getting opened up on a little bit by Voidboy, but actually passed forward away from the miasma. But he is gonna go drop down to this poison most likely. There he goes, but Dandy gets the cleanup kill. The assist going in favor of the side of eUnited. So
now Dandy wrapping around the backside, but the rest of Delta Fox is coming up as well.
Yeah, they got to be careful here on this dive. They might be overextending as Delta Fox is here to cover.
Yeah, they already get a kill on the Dyrus, but the Absolute Zero comes out from Nunu. The Hero's entrance is going to wind up knocking everybody up, but Cutie Pie is able to get a kill on the Dandy. Make that 2 as he wants to get a kill on Zazel. Definitely gets locked up by the Tempered Fate. The stun is there, and they're going to give a Cutie Pie a triple kill on Jin.
Huge turnaround out of Delta Fox.
Slice him forward. Not getting the dice down on the Dyrus. Instead, just content to clear out minions, as now the Tristana Gallia wave clear coming into effect. Definitely is going to want to get Tempered Faded up, though. The stun is going to land on 2 minions, and Shifter's going to get knocked up and has to flash away. But I'm a Cutie Pie now going forward. One last shot will secure the kill onto Zazel. Whereas on the opposite side, Dragon goes over to the side of eUnited as Dandy gets that one, but Scar and Dyrus are trying to start a fight. It's a 2v3 situation, and Dandy gets a kill.
Down and puts him in turret range. Cutie Pie's able to trade some damage back and then able to finish him off. And there was a little bit of lack of synergy there. You know, Zazel going in, as we see. Hold on, Dandy!
Dandy gets taken down with a slice of a Bilgewater Cutlass. Sticking. Zazel is able to Justice Punch himself the heck out of there. Ice Blast was just a little parting shot. Is now definitely might be caught on the Tristana. The Miasma lands. He does duck away from the Deadly Flourish, but Scar's Ice Blast holds true. Another kill for Delta Fox. Has an Infinity Edge, and Tristana going for the pieces of her finished deal item and pieces of Infinity Edge. Now Dandy trying to make a play happen on the Scar. Kick him back. There's a stun on the GBM. A fully channeled Absolute Zero won't do all too much, though, as the Hero's entrance able to save him.
Coming in from the Cassiopeia because he was struggling to really bully the matchup. And, you know, that does make him a little bit safer against magic damage. So Scar's ultimate not doing much, but now caught out.
Flash is inside the Tempered Fate. There's no follow-up Q there from Bard, though, as that had been used already. Has to pop the cleanse, the culling after, but Cutie Pie is unstoppable. As well, he's 0-0-1, pretty strong right now.
Yeah, but eUnited is not in a great position. The Tristana off on the flank is not exactly where she wants to be. She wants to be grouped up with the rest of the team trying to fight front to back. So I'm a Cutie Pie. Face checks there. Actually gets chunked out pretty low and ulted over the wall.
Yeah, we actually see the Buster Shot being used. Cutie Pie goes back over the wall. Tempered Fate locks up a lot of the damage on the backside. They kind of isolated Zazel. That's another kill for Cutie Pie. He's dominating right now. Over the backside, he gets a Deadly Flourish onto Dandy. The kick comes out, but it's Cutie Pie charging forward. He will wind up going down, but Dyrus is here to clean up a kill onto Dandy. Backside of the fight makes it 2 as he's able to get a double kill. As definitely gets another one for himself. Now Delta Fox, they have 3 members. eUnited only have 2.
Vision control here, so eUnited are going to have to face check with their tanks. Here comes the teleport flank right into the middle of the team, though. A
slice and a dice, and they're trying to get on to Ama Cutie Pie. The Hero's entrance is used, but by that time, Delta Fox is kind of disengaged. Scar takes the Bard portal through the wall. Is able to stay alive. A Deadly Flourish opens up into a curtain call. They land 1 shot on Licorice, 2 shots on Zazel. Now they're trying to lock up onto the support Gallia. They blow up Dandy in transit, though. They're trying to go in and get a trade kill on Scar. They will get that as well as one on the Voidboy. Now Delta Fox kind of had to scatter. Definitely wants it going forward, but a double kill picked up by Cutie Pie as all of a sudden GBM dies on the backside. A triple kill for Cutie Pie, and he's trying to pop off.
Cutie Pie, 21 minutes into the game, 10, 2, and 3.
Hell yeah.
Someone needs to get this man under control. Cutie Pie, he could have taken that duel potentially with the Blade of the Rune King, unable to do so, and then tries to retreat and run away from the duel, but you've already taken so much damage from the Fed. I'm a Cutie Pie.
Renekton, Kennen already has his own Blade of the Rune King. Renekton already is at a disadvantage in some of these range matchups. We can see Dyrus utilizing that advantage now, utilizes the Blade of the Rune King, just diving through onto Licorice. Even has Scar coming in the backside here. Absolute Zero being channeled that draws the aggro. Even Shifters here, and there will actually get the kill over the Shifter, and this could be a bottom lane tower now, too.
Yeah, you see early state because Scar was not really in range yet, but he does have a lot of health available as the Kennen. Now they're not done diving.
Ooh, denies the jump through from Deathly, and there's going to be a miasma. There's going to be everything going down. Boy gets on the board with his second kill.
Yeah, but it's not completely unanswered. Up on the top side, GV.
This teleport available, as does Licorice. So they will be just kind of pushing down to match that, but now it looks like they're going to get Deathly again in the middle of a jump. The Bard ultimate into the miasma. Voyboy seals the deal on another kill, and Deathly
almost gets face checked by Dyrus there. Doesn't quite happen. Now they're going to try and force down this mid lane.
Yeah, they're trying to collapse on the Voyboy, but Dyrus is on the backside. Slicing Maelstrom doesn't land on anybody. He gets the stun on the GBM. Has to burn the cleanse super early on. Zeyzal now trying to body block for GBM. Actually gets his shield up too, but he's mentioned the Death Stance taking him down extremely low. He has to back away. A double stun lands here. They wind up rooting up down onto Licorice as well. He charges forward only to die to Dyrus. Now Scar on the front line, tanking up as much as he can. Zeyzal's trying to recall his GBM, and the rest of eUnited are being zoned against their own top lane tier 2 tower. PewDiePie trying to get some damage on the Deathly. He jumped in trying to deliver the Galio. See, Galio did wind up going back to base, was able to heal up. And
boy, who was pushing in the mid lane, they're going to grab their first inhibitor, I think, of their entire Challenger series. A lot easier for them to play this objective game, like we said. A lot of teams... Oh, hold on. We see PewDiePie potentially caught out. Might be a big shutdown.
Catch it on the PewDiePie. Shifter is here. Ooh, good stun. Locks up Zeyzal and the Lucian from GBM. Has to dodge up from the Temper Fate, and now Dandy's dropping extremely low. Scar with an Ice Blast over the shoulder, and Voyboy's able to pick up the kill. And all of a sudden, eUnited cannot convert onto PewDiePie, and he's going to make them pay. They take down GBM. He's able to trade one kill on the backside here. Voyboy gets a stun down on the Deathly. The Zanya's Hourglass gets popped to try to keep him alive. He still somehow survives, and now eUnited are going to be EU routed by Delta Fox. PewDiePie shooting down onto Zeyzal. One last auto attack will seal the deal. He's unstoppable, definitely trying to run away. The Cloud Drake helping him do so.
They're playing completely into this NA solo queue style, going for a ton of fights. And Delta Fox struggled over their NA Challenger Series game so far to get objectives with everyone alive. Fox as well. Shifter's actually playing out of his mind this game. The only reason that wasn't a horrible fight for Delta Fox was Shifter's insane healing onto PewDiePie.
Well, now Dandy's going to get caught out, and Dyrus having himself a heck of a game, goes unstoppable. Another Tempered Fate lands onto Zeyzal, and everybody kind of piling in onto the Galio here as he's going to get rooted, he's going to get grounded, he's going to get taken down.
A couple picks, they're going to keep pushing in this bot lane. They use this inhibitor push. They might be able to end the game right here.
This could be a Baron power play to end the actual game. They root down onto GBM. He's stunned up, he's taken down. PewDiePie gets his 13th kill of the game. Delta Fox out of nowhere take down the first place team in eUnited in game number 1.
And it's their first victory. Not only is it, that much of a surprise, but it's against the best team in the challenge.
Interestingly enough, eUnited on the blue side this time are still going with that support Galio.
And it looks like potentially Mr. Ban dives in the game, and he is in a bad spot.
Here it comes. A quick stun there, a follow-up stun, and Dandy sinks his fangs in for first blood.
Ugh. It's clinical, too easy, and it's one of the things that you really need to game plan around a lot better if you are on the side of Delta Fox. Didn't do him into the tri-brush, and Shifter was too far away to really make it up there. Teleports back in,
teleports back, but he's right there still. Another stun, another slice and dice, and Dandy gets 2 kills for the price of 1.
If it wasn't bad enough the first time, it's going to get even worse, but Delta Fox wants to try and answer back on the bot side.
Oh, flash over from Scar, a flash and response from Deathly, and a flash after by Zeyzal. All these summoner spells going down, and now Shifter's been exhausted out. Scar is taking a lot of damage. Deathly's relatively untouched on the backside.
Nothing happens. That is a pretty useless summoner for an all-in, huh? Get in, and this is what we're talking about, maybe not being the best use of resource. But that said, Licorice is very strong on the top side. Dandy coming up again, but Void teleporting in to help.
Yeah, but there's a stun on the Cocoon away from the tower, so Voidboy's going to finish his teleport, but they're already backed away from tower aggro. Another kill going over, this time on the Licorice.
Pushing the mid lane as well, getting 6 for himself, but it looks like Shifter and Scar want a piece of him.
Yeah, he has no summoners available, but Zeyzal's there. Justice Punch knocks up Shifter. He's going to wind up getting taunted as well, and one hammer fall down. Zeyzal picks up a kill, and now Voyboy under tower gets dove again. This is rinse and repeat. Top lane is just a death trap for Delta Fox.
Been a lot more effective on the side of Zeyzal, able to help out in that mid lane play. PewDiePie roaming up here to get onto GBM. Has no idea he's there. Might be able to find a kill.
Ooh, winds up throwing out the W, and he's going to wind up getting slowed down and taken down as Voyboy gets himself a much-needed kill in the mid lane. That was a teleport. He doesn't have flash. Licorice pops the Dominus, and then it's going to be diving down on a Dyrus yet again. The Slicing Maelstrom does nothing, and Dandy's on a killing spree. Not good for them here in game 2 as GBM going to pop the flash. Voiba actually taking a bit of damage for himself. GBM seems content to throw this down in the mid lane. In the meantime, saw Danny soloing the Rift Herald. The flash roll from Scar. The Glacial Person goes out. They've locked down and taken down GBM. It's a kill going over to Skara. So Delta Fox continuing to harper down on this mid lane. Now the taunt lands on the Shifter. The exhaust to follow up. Danny flashes, misses the cocoon. He's got a lot of damage on this 6 now stacked Darksteel Elise.
And compared to the eUnited of the spring split of the North American Challenger Series, where they almost exclusively played around their mid lane in the early game with Gilius and Fox synergy. This time, Dandy really snowballing Licorice as Dyrus goes for the execute at the top.
He knows he was dead at that point. I guess he figures he can't get away. A flash away from Cutie-Pie, dodged out on the arrow, but he gets knocked back in by the seismic shove. Zazel is in the area just to support his Boy teleports into that fight, tries to get something done. The hero's entrance is there. A teleport back from Licorice. He wants to join the fray, get a kill for himself, wants to give it over to Deftly. An assist picked up. Delta Fox now on the backside has the support for Skara. The bottom side on the map going in favor of eUnited as well. 4 towers now taken down for them. Shifter didn't get the memo to back away, continue to chase out onto Dandy. He's got Zazel right there. The ultimate gets just juked out there, and Dandy wants to pick up another kill. Let me see Licorice forcing the flash off from Dyrus just with a slice and dice. Shifter kind of comes in just to support on the backside. Now Dandy actually going to get locked up, stunned up, and taken down. A much-needed shutdown gold spree goes over to Voyboy on this Kassadin. Gonna back away from that.
It's not just a big gold shutdown.
Ooh.
Hold on for a second.
Flash, slice, dice, death. Licorice picked up a kill onto Dyrus as now this is evolved into full solo queue style as Delta Fox tried to collapse down onto Zazel. GBM throws out the Weaver's Wall, cuts off the escape, but he just runs into the rest of Delta Fox here. Now Shifter's gonna get the bite and a kill given over. This is Delta Fox picking up some decent kills on the bottom side, but losing objectives on the top side. You see Dyrus trying to push up this top lane again, but GBM was waiting in the wings. Oh, leads him directly into an Ash Arrow. Dandy with a cocoon, a seismic shove just for a little bit of a love tap, and the Talia with a semi-global coming in from the Weaver's Wall is able to go cut people off. You have Licorice, who's able to split push on his own, and Delta Fox setting up a fight. Actually land a Glacial Persian down on the Deftly as eUnited was maybe stepping a little bit too far forward in this mid lane. Locking down onto Zazel now, so 2 kills picked up for the price of, well, the Dyrus earlier.
Sejuani can really do well. I was high on it before, but if it's able to find engages like that, it can be extremely strong.
Dropping down extremely low, has to smite the red buff, gets it for himself, and stays alive. Now GBM getting locked down on Cutie-Pie, goes on to a killing spree here. Dandy is going to get stunned up afterwards. Repels up, has to come down. Kill goes over to Cutie-Pie. A 4-1-2 Twitch. Cutie-Pie could be the saving grace in game 2 as well.
Yeah,
Delta Fox. Once again, Dyrus trying to get some sort of split push threat down. Draws 3 members from the side of eUnited down here, as you mentioned, being his 8th death of the game right now. It's not worth a ton of gold. That's
actually strong, so if you can win a team fight before he teleports in, maybe you can win that situation, but here's one in the mid lane.
Ooh, they land the arrow on the Cutie-Pie, was able to quickly QSS that one away, but he's already got Licorice down on him, and Galio comes in with the hero's entrance, is able to pick up another kill for the side of eUnited. So without the Fed member from the side of Delta Fox, and a lot of the wave clear, to be completely honest, it's going to be eUnited pressuring down into that mid lane inhibitor tower. This is how they're going to crack the base from Delta Fox. They pick off Cutie-Pie, and now we see GBM. Weavers were all across the base, cut Skara off from the rest of his team. They're zoning away the members of Delta Fox. They take that mid lane inhibitor for themselves. Dyrus takes a chunk of damage coming out from GBM already. Very high priority target for the side of eUnited to try to get down, as he's one of the members of Delta Fox is keeping him in this one. We see Shifter tagging with the damage, using the ultimate to try to jump in, but he gets chunked out immediately. Now Licorice teleports into the fray. He's trying to pick up a kill on the Skara. Dandy's able to pick up a kill on Shifter as he was trying to run away after engaging right there. Now the support Sejuani, the last deathless member on the team of Delta Fox, will fall. Voyboy gets tagged by the Winds of War, and now Hawkshot soars over him. They know exactly where he is, and GBM flashing forward.
Oh.
Doesn't want to get up a kill. Oh, yes, he does.
And
throws
with
another
that
rock.
team fight victory as Delta Fox tries to get an answer kill pick off in the jungle. Oh, Cutie-Pie trying to open up here.
Ooh, but there's so many shields. It's so much life steal on the side of eUnited that they're able to keep that one alive and just take them down. Triple kill finalized there by GBM.
Or just potentially concede all their objectives.
Well, the bottom lane inhibitor tower goes down, and Scar actually charges in, locks down the GBM on the backside. Licorice is on to Cutie-Pie, has to try to heal and run away with the QSS from the stun. Dandy's chasing after him, but in the front line, definitely picked up one kill. Licorice picks up another. Dandy is chasing away eUnited from his own base, and that's going to be all she wrote for Delta Fox. eUnited tie up the series 1-1.
eUnited preserves the KDA. Most importantly, eUnited bounces back in game 2, a much better draft and much better play, a good execution on the game plan.
In this series. So let's see how the picks and bans went for that deciding factor of game number 3.
All right, Delta Fox back on the blue side going. So just a little early on the unbarrel, but it was unlikely to net a kill anyways, just due to that massive creep wave and the chunk that Dyrus took. Now that opens up the bot side for a potential kill.
Yep, Scar already burning his flash. There's the stun, there's the flash body slam, and first blood goes over to Braum of all champions. Troll bot side.
Yeah, able to get a lot of vision down to try and give them room to work down the bot side. Here, Licorice on a nice roam down on the Void potentially.
Ooh, yeah, about half HP already. Paralyzing Gaze gets dodged out here. The Stand United channel from Dyrus tries to land a taunt down into Licorice. Won't be able to get it, but a lot of damage coming out from Void. Turns around the Cataclysm. The hero's entrance is there, and Dandy's also here to back them up. Nope.
Yeah, the Pi was still doing things.
Yeah, then he ended 4-3. The Pi was not complete. So good stun coming out from Scar. Down on the definitely finds a bit of a hole here, but definitely level 6 already. Chain and Crushing gets used. The follow-up stun there from Braum. Shifter coming down, tags him with a Prey Seeker, uses the ultimate that jumps down on the Deathly, flashes forward after this one, but he's gonna get stunned up. Deathly still alive, but PewDiePie flashes forward, gets himself a kill, and now they're turning sights onto Zeyzal, but he's got a lot of HP.
Gotta be a little careful here.
The least hectic early game we've seen so far in this entire best 3 is Voidboy getting a ton of damage on the Licorice. Twin Fang after Twin Fang, a flash forward, but the stun from Bard lands. Skara picks up a kill.
Skara, the bloodthirsty support, grabs a kill away from Voidboy.
2 kills apiece here from both teams. Pretty much farm advantages and that first blood in the favor of United is Dandy as well. In his opponent's side of the jungle, finds Skara, GBN. Already 3 kills now picked up by eUnited. About 1,000 gold advantage for them. Miasma gets thrown down by Voidboy. GBM, they're going to Justice Punch forward. Everybody joins the party in the mid lane, but Dandy taking a lot of tower shots. Definitely has to flash forward for that kill. And despite 4 members there, Voidboy lives for a very long time.
His roar lets the side of United know that Dyrus is isolated alone up here on the top side. Dandy was already up here, but now it's going to be all too telegraphed of a play to pick off Dyrus.
Attacking the global with some of their own. GBM gets the kill. Licorice actually going to fall down. He's taking the tower in that one for too long. Dyrus gets a trade kill. Kind of left to his own devices. Shifter's over the wall, but this mid lane tower is taken out extremely low from the push they had before. Chain of Corruption goes out. The Braum ultimate follows after, and Shifter tunneled right into that one. Voidboy used the cleanse, uses the paralyzing gaze as well. Now they tried to lock down onto GBM. Justice Punch knocks up Skara. Winds of War tries to take down Shifter. He's barely going to survive, but the first tower of the game goes to eUnited. Delta Fox, but they got a long way to climb to the last place team, trying to take down the first place team. Now they find Voidboy sitting in the pixel brush. Stun winds up landing actually down on the Deathly. Has to flash away. Hero's entrance is used. The Chain of Crusher winds up landing on the Scar as well. It spreads over to Shifter. The Tempered Fate locks everybody up. Voidboy's dealing with Zeyzal on the backside in the meantime, but GBM flashes forward, taunts up Scar, knocks him up, and he winds up taking him down. Voidboy's able to pick up 2 kills though, as they've lost PewDiePie, but now they still got Voidboy with this blue buff, dishing out the damage, dishing out the pain. We saw Dyrus joining in as well to this fight. Now GBM getting a 3-man taunt, but there's 3 damage dealers, only to 1. Shutdown spree goes to Shifter. Map 4 to be precise. Rift Herald charges down into this top tier 2 tower, but a flash forward and a paralyzing gaze coming out from Voidboy. Tempered Fate splits the team, doesn't really land on anybody, but Dandy's taking a lot of damage. Definitely will want to go down the backline as PewDiePie flashed in. Another kill goes over to Delta Fox. They stunned up PewDiePie. Can they take him down? He's kiting backward towards Scar, but he will fall. Licorice just joined the fray on the backside of the map, and a Cataclysm and a Hero's entrance will seal the deal on Scar. Now it's Shifter and Dyrus versus the rest of eUnited. It's going to be a shutdown going to Licorice as Dyrus has to taunt himself out of there. It's going to be 2 kills for the price of 4.
Oh, he blocked
eUnited, actually Dyrus blocking out some damage, gets another kill. It's a 4 for 3. Still in favor of eUnited.
Good presence.
With multiple members of Delta Fox on the top side, eUnited on the bottom side get themselves a Drake of their own, the stages of the game, but you have a Cassiopeia you have to worry about from the side of Delta Fox. Talk about the single target DPS of that pick as looks like they're trying to shut it down. The Stand United tries to go down to save out Voidboy, but Shifter and Boy are both going to fall down to just a massive AoE team fight of eUnited. Now Dyrus is in the middle of everybody, and he's not going to live for long. Actually, Blast Cone hit over the wall. I don't know if that was Dyrus or somebody else, but he actually might be looking to lead them on a merry chase with a flash forward from Zeyzal. Another Blast Cone for Dyrus. Gets himself out alive. And
Shifter going down as well very quickly, and after that, there's no hope for Delta Fox to win that fight. There's no smite to contest this Baron, but it looks like they might want to fight anyways.
They're trying to get some kills down to clean this one up, though. PewDiePie dashes backwards and trying to cut this out. Dyrus is still in the front line, but they brought that on to Skara and Cutie Pie has to try to flash away. There's no one else from his team to try to help him whatsoever. Double kill secured by Licorice. Dyrus is trying to chase that onto Zazel, but he's got Deathly Hot in his field behind him. Lands a shot with the static shiv proc, and Dyrus now just trying to buy some time. Gets the taunt down. Might have the dodge field up soon, and he does, but it's going to be easily taken down by the duo here from eUnited.
And it looks like Dandy breaking out the Zeke's convergence. Hold on, we got a potential gank in the bot lane here.
Going on the Licorice, does get locked up and stunned against the wall. Shifter kind of getting the Unburrow as well. The Cataclysm to try to trade some damage back down. Can Licorice pick up a kill? Hero's Entrance is going to want it coming in. They get the shutdown on the Licorice, but GBM picks up 2 kills off the back of that. Taunt lands down onto Cutie Pie, and Dandy finds himself a kill. On the map for them to take. After that Baron buff push, they're going to be content to just sit back for 3-3 at another point. So now able to transition those early advantages into something for him, as now Licorice might be caught out here. The flag and drag goes down, but Cutie Pie and Skara both flash out immediately as soon as they see that Hero's Entrance landing down. Delta Bus looking for a fight, but Voivod being locked up in the backline. He was exhausted. He's trying to survive, but he's going to wind up going down. Definitely picks up the first kill from that one. Dandy's going to wind up locking down on the Shifter. And even though they started the fight on the Licorice, he's going to be the one that helps to finish it as a double kill goes over to the Baron.
Him up. Talk about the struggles of an immobile mage versus Team Compin. Pretty on display in that team fight.
All the damage dealers are dead for Delta Fox, and with Dyrus going down as well, that will stem the hopes and dreams of Delta Fox taking their first match win. They were able to win game number 1, but eUnited reminds us who's the number 1 team in Challenger by taking its decisive game 2 and a very strong game number 3.
Yeah, but they're showing the signs of improvement. Delta Fox grabbed their first game victory against the number 1 seeded team, or place team, excuse me, in the North American Challenger Series, but eUnited shows